Hey everybody, Thomann YouTube channel, NAMM Show 2018. We have Steve Morse in front of the camera. Awesome, Steve. Thank you very much for having us.
Well, thank you for having me. And that sure is a nice looking amp head right there.
Oh yeah, it's as nice blue as your guitar. It's a beauty as well. All right, so how are you doing?
We're very busy, and you know, it's a NAMM show, so it's total chaos, as usual.
So everybody goes deaf and loses his voice.
It's about music in small doses and a lot about equipment. So speaking of equipment, this is my favorite amp. It's got three sounds, three distinct channels. Each, I think, is the best of the Engl category of those beautiful, silky, high-end amplifier sounds.
Wow.
First of all, the clean sound is just, it could be so clean that I could plug my classical guitar into it, and just by turning down the gain on the front end a little bit, I could play just as clean as through a PA.
Wow.
It's awesome. And
what is your favorite pickup configuration if you play clean, like an average sound? What would you say?
It depends on the guitar. On this guitar, it would be the center. But it's not a crunchy kind of clean. If you want it to distort, you can do it very smoothly. And it's the little details that make an amp like this stand out. If you were playing in a 20-piece band, maybe the people in the audience wouldn't hear so much of it, but over the course of a gig, they would hear some of it if you took any solos or something. So we got that super clean sound, and then the bread and butter sound. This is channel 2. Put everything on 6, for instance, and plug in any guitar into it. And if it doesn't sound good, it means your guitar cord is broken.
Or your guitar, you should change your guitar, bro.
Yeah, change your guitar. It's what I use day and night. And most of the songs I play with Purple, and with going to be using this with the Drake's tunes too. The front loading of the gain makes a big difference in the sound. And also, you have two different, well, like many Engls, you have two different master volume controls and two different effect sends. So you could preload an effect like I do on a couple tunes where I need that clean sound. I go to that, any MIDI switcher will do it, by the way. You can have a MIDI switcher up here, you can have it on the floor. But when I go to my preset, say during one of the tunes that I'm playing with Deep Purple, where I want a little bit of air, I pre-program the effects send A with the clean sound, and it just sounds, because I can put the TC reverb, the TC flashback delay with my own settings, and it just sounds, and then when you switch out of that effects send, now it's dry and clean for more punch. So I use this channel 2 a lot. Channel 3 has got the most knobs because it has the most control over the mid-range.
Oh, yeah. Which counts if you go high gain, probably most.
Yeah, it's a way for you to be heard louder if you're playing a solo, rather than turning up and having the meter get higher for the sound man. And the sound man's liable to say, "Oh, guitar is getting into the red. I'm going to bring it down." You don't want to do that. You just want to be heard more. So the solution for me is to have control of the mid-range. The bass drum is eating up the low end, no matter how you have your amp set. And the cymbals and the vocals and snare drum are all going to be taking up the high end. So the mid-range is where you're going to be heard. So what I do is I change from to the third channel first off. You can notice a little bit more punch in it. So you can do harmonics easier too. just so easy with this setup. And here's an example of the mid-range, just moving the tone control. No wah-wah pedal. So it's all in the mid. You got 4 different mid-range knobs and 2 changeable ranges. So it's the most you can get out of this Class A tube setup without introducing any artificial active EQ. So this is all natural, and it's German built. It's fantastic. They hold up like you wouldn't believe. It's light enough to go as luggage in business class. It'll pass for luggage in a case.
Yeah.
And it's got so many outputs on the back. Easy to adjust for different cabinets and everything. But the main thing is the sound. No effects. That's just the amp. You know.
Wow.
And that's the way I play it. I go to a tuner, then to the amp. Get to that amp as soon as you can, because that's all you need.
I guess that's exactly the amp you want to have, right? When you don't need a pedal. You can use because it's like a flavor, but if you enjoy your amp just with a cable and a guitar, that's probably the way to go.
And if you're playing by yourself, most people playing by themselves want a little bit more air, and so you can take advantage of those effects loops to have some sounds with reverb, some sounds without. But
without any effects.
Instead of just some spring reverb that's going to make noise, you can put a digital reverb, and I recommend that TC Hall of Fame. Put a digital reverb in there that will it'll sound like a studio.
Yeah, it really does. Do you have any knobs on your amp what you really love to experiment with, like radical settings, like turn to 0 or to 10? Is there anything on it, or you pretty much like it like 12 o'clock?
This is the way I use it. The most extreme thing I do is turn down this gain and play the classical guitar through, like not this guitar, but an electric classical guitar. With some reverb, it's amazing. And that's through 4 12-inch speakers. Yeah, it's so sparkly. And if anybody loves high end, this is the high end you want. Personally, I don't put much high end on it, but the Engl high end is so smooth that I actually do sometimes actually turn up the treble. That's been known to happen. I'm one of those people that avoids the super crunchy sounds. It's just
crazy. It's still not nerving you at all.
Yes, you can get whatever you want.
Crazy. All right, Steve, thank you very much. I don't want to rob more of your time. Have an awesome NAMM show.
Thank you.
And see you guys soon. Cheers.